Hey guys, it's Selene Moon Goddess Tarot here with another pick a card reading. I decided to do a reading on like what the fuck, what is going on in this connection, what's happening in the connection, and also we're gonna have a couple of decks here that Oracle message decks. One is Twin Flames, Love Notes, and the other one is Loving Hurts You. No, Loving You Hurts. This is this deck. I will say is a bit spicy in the sense, not spicy, prickly. Let's say that. There's light and dark messages in it, so it'll be interesting. So this primarily is for connections or situationships that are of no contact. You guys are not talking right now for some reason or another. Either you guys are taking a break or you guys, someone stepped away. Yeah, so I have 3 decks here. I decided to just use what the decks, you know, like keep them in their box. Maybe that'll help you guys make a decision about what pile you want to pick, okay? So the first one we have here is Tarot Ruins. Tarot of the Ruins. Cool deck. It's kind of like nautical, but the rusty kind of side of nautical, if that makes sense, okay? This newer deck I got, it is called the Rebel Heart Tarot. Let's see. Yeah, Rebel Heart. I like it. It's got, you know, contemporary type art, montage type stuff there. And then we have the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, which I've used before. I love this deck also. It's very beautiful with the art. So typically how it works, if this is your first time here, what you would do is just kind of like pause this page or this screen and, you know, think about what deck you want, what calls to you, what seems like a cozy deck or something that feels right to you, and pick that pile. I will put timestamps in the description box. Yeah, I suggest you use them. They're just, especially if you're in a hurry or whatever. But if you want to just listen to all of them, you can do that too. Doesn't matter. So, yeah. I am open for personal readings. I have a website. It's selenetarot.com, and I will put that in the description box. And I'll also put, I have an Amazon list of the decks that I own. So if you want to peruse through there, you feel like you want to maybe give tarot a try, or you see a deck that really is beautiful and calls to you and you want to just have it. I get all of my decks from Amazon, to be honest, because they have people who have their own shops on there actually that do tarot. So anyway, I guess I'll leave it there. And just as a reminder, please subscribe and hit the bell, the little bell there, so you know when I put readings out. And don't forget to like, also comment. I love comments. Positive comments are great. Negative ones I'll take in consideration, but we're not here to criticize. We're here to have an area of growth, love, and encouragement for everyone that enjoys this channel. So if you have personal criticisms, you're welcome to email me. I'll put my email in the description box too. All right? So I will see you at your reading. Hey, pile 1. All right, this is your reading. Let's check it out. This is the Tarot of the... Oh my God. The Tarot of the Ruins. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Okay, so let's see. What the fuck? What is going on in your connection? What do you have? What's going on? You know, sometimes, you know, you would think, right, that you would know what's happening in a connection, but if you're not talking, you're not going to know what the hell's going on, right? So let's get an idea of what's happening with your person. And I want to make a couple things clear. You know, gender is not really in tarot. It's all about energies. It's about feminine and masculine energy, and something in between. But, you know, if I say he or her, or use those pronouns, don't take it personal, or feel that I'm excluding. It's just what, you know, there are face cards that are queens and kings in tarot that sometimes they're addressed that way. All right, let's see what's going on here. Pile 1 and their person. What is happening between pile 1? Oh, also, ay, Dios mío, my mirror fell. Oh my God, that's weird. Okay, I'm going to pause just for a second, okay? Sorry about that, guys. We're back. That's interesting that it fell because this table is bolted to the wall, so I don't see how it could have fallen. All right, so I'm wondering, just as a thought, I'm wondering if maybe you guys really, 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 you and your person are very reflect each other and trigger each other a lot, where someone walked away because it was just too much, too intense, is what I'm thinking. I sometimes have a mirror here because it helps me with kind of getting in touch with the energy that's happening in the reading. So that's interesting that happened. So we'll just take it as it is and just continue on. Let's see what's going on here. And I will make note, if that ends up being what's happening in this connection, that is a very powerful, powerful sign, okay? I would say a powerful sign to not take things personal, not take this not communicating personal, okay? So what's going on with pile one in their person? Pile one in their person, Spirit. Okay, so let's take these three here first. And I'll bring the cards up as needed. I'm trying to do something different here with the light. I like the light. I like to just make something different that people have to stare at. Or not. Some people just like let it play in the background. Four of Swords. Interesting. Okay. What is going on in this connection with pile one and their person? All right. The Moon. All right. And the Chariot. Interesting. Okay. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Moon, and the Chariot. Interesting. Okay, so Chariot is number 7, Seven of Wands, and then there's 2 4s, so 7 7 4 4. If you're a numbers person, I think that right off the bat, I feel like with the Seven of Wands, this Seven of Wands has to do with feeling defensive, feeling like you need to protect yourself, feeling like it's you against the world. And I'm not sure if this is the energy that your person was in at the beginning, maybe before they met you. Maybe they are somebody that suppresses their passions and their true feelings about maybe what desires they have, pursuits they have in their life. They could be somebody that is just emotionally suppressed. Okay, and they felt when you came into the scene, you are represented by the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is a powerful queen. She's a queen that does not give two shits. She says what's on her mind. She is passionate. She is a leader. She is charismatic. Some of the unpleasant qualities about her can be arrogance and sometimes can be seen as like the other woman, seem like something that is a temptation for other people. For those that have strong roots in religious groups, I guess I'm going to say, that do view women that have these attributes about like being charismatic and beautiful and powerful and passionate can be looked at as a temptation for men, right? So that could be the case. But you forced this person into some type of sabbatical. You forced this person to reevaluate who they are, reevaluate their belief system, reevaluate their view on society and their place in how they view their path, what their destiny is. You really made them kind of recluse. That could have been the trigger to cause this no contact in the first place. And with this shrinking back that took place. You caused also for them to realize that they have issues with their emotions. They have issues with being truthful and honest about their emotions and actually even looking at their emotions. Emotions for masculines are difficult. And unfortunately, our social construct currently does not encourage any kind of masculine idea of, or I should say, a masculine example of how to be masculine and also emotional at the same time. Like we're not given a lot of examples of that, unfortunately. Healthy emotional connection in a masculine energy can be difficult to find. And sometimes, especially if this person has a great purpose, the universe will use people to provoke that and to be a catalyst to make that happen. It seems like that is the case here. With the moon, I think we're going into the no contact, the reflection, I think there is some kind of unsaid understanding that you guys are meant to be together, that there is some kind of soul connection here that has not been spoken out loud, that is understood in the dark. You guys both see that, through your person does see that that is the case. Your person understands their emotional detachment, or when things get difficult or get hard to understand, because they haven't had a lot of practice with picking apart emotions. They'll turn away from it. But one thing that can't be denied is the connection here. And I love that they use two wolves. There are wolves in other decks with the moon card, but I love how they're facing each other looking at the moon. Like there is this unsaid, nonverbal understanding that the universe has brought you guys together for a high purpose. So your person, despite not talking, is understanding this, is coming to this realization. And at some point, bravery is going to come into the situation where after this emotional journey between the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups, they're going to realize that really they need to be brave, and they need to come forward at some point. Like they understand that this no contact is not going to stay. It can't stay this way. They can't understand this with the moon here and pretend like nothing has changed. So you have really been a huge catalyst and tower moment for this person, which I'm surprised the tower's not here, for this person to reflect and see that this connection has purpose. It has a spiritual purpose, and they need to come forward. They might lose you if they don't. Like, I feel like you're here because you understand this already. You already came to this conclusion, and you already know this. This isn't new news to you. It's new news to your person, though, because you were the tower moment for them. And if you understand tarot, the tower is a major arcana card that it is a lightning bolt of bringing down, bringing down social norms, tearing down unhealthy ideas about love and about spirituality and about character and growth and who we are in this planet, and the whatever walls that we build up to protect ourselves get torn down, basically. Kind of like a wrecking ball card, I would say. This card kind of flew out here. See? Told you. They realize that you are the Ten of Pentacles for them. You are their wish fulfillment. What else? Tell me more about pile 1's person, please. What have they realized? What's going on here? Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands under the Queen of Wands. Uh-oh, we have counterparts here. So we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Another 7. We have the 7 of Swords. Interesting. So they're keeping it from you. They're keeping it from you. They know. Ace of Swords. Look at this shit. Okay, that's the epiphany. They understand that you are their wish fulfillment now. Now you guys are on the same page, except you're not communicating, unfortunately. And I don't understand why. Like, what is the big, maybe this Four of Cups is bigger than we think it is. Like, maybe this Four of Swords, Four of Cup, maybe there's still, maybe the intellectual, with the Seven of Swords, we're hiding, right? We're hiding some truths here. And the Ace of Swords is this epiphany underneath the moon. So it's confirming that the epiphany that they have had is that you are their wish fulfillment. Like, you guys have some powerful connection that has a purpose behind it. And not only that, because that could be a platonic realization, but you meet things that they have always wanted in life that they thought they would never attain, if that makes sense. Like, when you're a child and you daydream about having a crush, you have this unrealistic, very raw, beautiful, childlike idea of what love is, that you could be completely trustful with your partner, that you can be completely yourself and be loved in that totality. And we find, unfortunately, that when we fall in love with people, these other people that we fall in love with are also hurt people too. We all have our baggage that we bring into relationships that cause us to love within boundaries, love within guardrails. We love with, like in a bowling alley, how they have the little gutter balloons they can put there, or little padding so that you don't get into the gutter at all, like, because you don't know how to bowl. Like, we live with these guardrails of, okay, I'm going to give this much in this connection and that should be enough. And I'm not going to show them my real self because they might not like that. That might not be something that's realistic. And unfortunately, a lot of divorce happens because one of the reasons is because people later in life, I'll say if you're younger, later in life, your give a fuck actually grows. No, your give a fuck lessens, sorry. So you have a more tendency to not give a fuck as you get older. You just stop caring about what other people think about you. And they say it's a midlife crisis and all that, but really what it is that you come out of this guardrail life and decide to be your true authentic self. And so going back to this 10 of Pentacles, they realized that this is bigger than what they anticipated. With, they thought you were the Queen of Wands, you're this temptress. I'm just sexually attracted to this person. They just have charisma and that's all it is. And what has turned into that you are really the 10 of Pentacles. They realize they can be their complete, honest, true self with you, and that's scary. Hence the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is kind of like an energy of this wounded warrior. Like, they realize that they might not be able to fulfill your needs because they are not walking in their truth yet. And they are feeling lack. They're feeling lack, like they're not going to be able to make you happy, is what they're thinking. But they do understand the counterpart. I think that this is their insecurity here. And it's interesting how this character here is just kind of looking down when really this person is a warrior, and this is like the last leg of the battle. The last leg of the battle is seeing that they are your King of Wands here. But they're hiding it from you. And I hate that. I hate that for you, Pile One, because you already know this. But there's an epiphany here with the Ace of Swords. So let's see what's coming after the Ace of Swords. Coming after the Ace of Swords for Pile One, please. Coming after the Ace of Swords. Did one flip over? No. Okay. What's coming after the Ace of Swords? Wow. All right, we have the World. And the World is an interesting card because it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Isn't that a fucking game show? But it is the Wheel of Fortune, isn't it? Oh no, wait. I'm thinking of what the fuck. No, it is called Wheel of Fortune, right? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. You know, never mind. I'm tired. I worked night shift the night before and I've had my coffee, I promise. I don't know. Anyway, it talks about cycles. It talks about transitions, but this transition is a powerful one. This is more about closing one chapter and opening another. It is being in one form and transitioning into another. Um, not like a cycle in which like, uh, let's see, what would be considered like a cycle? Okay, so like when a snake, the process of a snake's skin coming off and it's growing, so it needs to outgrow its skin, and the skin peeling off, that would be a cycle, right? That would be a starting of something and an ending, but that the thing itself continues to be itself, but just in a different form. Where this world card is more like a butterfly and like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, where you go in with one form and you're coming out with a completely different form. Um, that's how I look at the world card. So let's see what this new form is. Let's see what is coming next for this connection. The Hangman. Interesting. I don't like that. I don't like that. And the reason why I don't like that is because the Hangman is, okay, he's hanging upside down, right? And he's hanging out of his own will. It's almost like a continuation of the Four of Swords, almost, where this time the vulnerability is there. He can't protect himself upside down, but the seeking insight in an open way. But in terms of timing, you know, the communication still is lacking, or is going to continue to be lacking for a little bit more. Let's get one more card here. One more card for what is coming next in this connection. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. So an apology is going to be happening. Okay. With judgment. There's going to be seeking some apology. He's going to come back and apologize. The Six of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, willing to do the work, willing to do the work, willing to, you know, I like how this person has like these roots that have gone up on the wall of this ship, I suppose, and all of these like little rope balls to then get him up here. It's kind of like when you think of the work to make each ball, you know, it's like lots of work and then planning the next step. So this person wants to work on this, is going to have a concrete plan, and they want to have success. So this is what's coming next for the connection. So there's a huge evolution that's happened. And if you're still waiting for this connection, I applaud you, because this is exhausting, even as a reader. The energy feels heavy, and it feels like this has been very painful for you. So let's get some message cards from your person. Okay, we'll get a couple. We'll get a couple from each deck here. Secret thoughts of how one's person. Wow. What did I say? I am afraid to lose you. That's that apology. Secret thoughts of how one's person. I can't make a decision. That's the holdup with the Hangman. You've triggered me. Yep. Remember that mirror falling? Like, you trigger him. Or the masculine. Or your person. What else? I don't know where to start. I'm not surprised, because it's been a long time. And you've kept your person waiting. Drama. So the drama card can be a couple of things. I think drama, speaks to the thought of not realizing how deep this is. I think drama in that having a connection that is a silent one, a situationship, realizing that it's far more deeper than they thought it would be. I think because they don't deal with their emotions on a, or haven't, I would say, that it has been an exhausting thing for them to look at themselves. So the idea of having a connect, like, I think relationships appeared very simple to this person. They might have been a bit arrogant to think, oh yeah, maybe they're very good looking or they are professional, they have their shit together. They didn't think that relationships could really be this deep, is what I'm getting with that card. 3 more, please. Will this ever change? Okay, so they do want change here. I am the man. Okay, well, that's a little bit of that chariot energy, right? Like that. I think they're realizing that I am the one that needs to do the changing. I'm the one that needs to bring this forward. I'm the one that needs to start the communication. I didn't know that card was in this deck. All right, let's see what else. Couple more, please, Spirit. Thank you. I was hurt by you. Interesting. I would say hurt by themselves, like they hurt themselves because you were just being yourself. I think that goes along lines with you triggered me. And why do I feel so lost? Interesting. Okay, so let's get some more deeper messages for your person. Messages for Pile's person. Whoa. All right. That's a lot. We're going to take those. That's a big chunk. Let's get a couple more. A few more, please, Spirit. All right. So we have our love will never cease to exist. So that's the confirmation of knowing that you guys are soulmates. My love for you is stronger than ever. All right. I feel like we're getting closer to communication from this person somehow. The apology. What is the point of it all? And I think I think your person knows that you have the answers. I think they understand that you already have figured this out and you walked away because they weren't getting it. But now they're understanding that in order for them to move forward, they need to come to you so that you guys can, discover this together. You are the light at the end of my tunnel. I've been fighting a battle I can't win. See? I told you. They know that they need you in order to get to the next level of growth here. They know that you have the answers. I wish you were mine. That's that 10 of Cups, or the 10 of Pentacles, that they understand that you are somebody that they can grow with, not only on a emotional level, but on a very grounded level. You're not that fleeting Queen of Wands that they thought you were. Oh, I love you so much. Let's get a couple more. I kind of feel bad for your person. I can see if you're holding on to this connection, I can see why. Because you're like, just once they realize this, it is going to be amazing. And you saw the potential, and it seems like they took that challenge, which says a lot about your person. Because most people walk away. Not everybody is awakened. Not everybody gets the chance, right? So, a couple more, please, Spirit. A couple more thoughts for Pile One's person. I love how I say a couple more and like universe actually gives me two more. I have to say. All right. I wish we could be together, but it's complicated. Okay. Maybe there's something in the way. All right. This is a great way to end it. We have been together for lifetimes. See? Your person understands. Your person understands. So I leave you with that. As far as these kind of connections can be super complicated, I have no great advice for you. I have not done well in my own situations in my life. So what I can say, though, is trusting your intuition and guidance and choosing yourself is the best way to navigate these situations, because loving yourself, you cannot go wrong. It will only help you to develop and grow and mature and move forward. And if your person is willing to participate in this journey of life with you, they're going to make it their priority too. But just know, if anything, you can say that you helped be a tower moment for this person and be a catalyst for their spiritual journey, and that's something you should be really proud of. And something that, to remind you that you're still all about your purpose. And if this connection doesn't work out on a romantic level, just know that you're still walking this path in your journey and making an impact on those that you meet. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that, Pile One, and I wish you the best. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get notified when I post. All right. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Pile Two. Hola. Let's see what's going on with your connection. A couple things. Gender is not in tarot, so I'm going to try to do my best to use the word like energy, masculine, feminine. Um, let's see what else I was going to say. This is just like a snapshot of time. Okay, so it's not written in stone. The way tarot works, it is just a snapshot of energy. So anything can change. But it's nice to get that insight, especially if we're like, what the fuck is going on, right? Okay, so let's give it a shuffle here. See what is going on with Pile Two's person. Don't forget to subscribe and like, so it helps my channel grow. All right, so let's see. Pile Two's person. What is going on in this connection? What's going on in this connection for Pile Two? Okay. Wow, that's a lot of cards, so let's see. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Fool and the Five of Swords. The High Priestess. The Three of Cups. Interesting. All right, so I feel like right away, this connection is a new connection. So you guys might have met somewhere, maybe had an initial start of conversation, initial start of like intense, like an intense meeting. Okay. With the Knight of Cups is a very romantic card. It's somebody that is taking a chance to show some vulnerability, to choose you. I think that your person took a chance on you. Your person might be somebody, or this could be you, that is in love with love. All right. With the Seven of Cups, it is a card about fantasy, you know, sometimes fantasy, mystery, or being surprised by something, not expecting, like judging a book by its cover and then realizing what's inside is completely different. Um, and that could be what took place here. uh, Maybe your person came kind of like a false start, right? They came out showing like their cup of love and realized, oh, wait a minute, you're not like everyone else, which might have put them in like made them feel embarrassed or feel like, ugh, like I probably should not have been that vulnerable with the Fool. You know, the Fool card is interesting because it's a card about taking chances. You know, jumping off the cliff with reckless abandon, ready to live life. It's kind of like the kid that goes off to college for the first time. That energy, right? Um, and it can also be the Fool returning from learning a lot of shit and not being so much of a fool anymore and not being taken for a fool anymore. But I think that they realized that they didn't understand, um, and I think they squandered you, in the sense that they fumbled the bag. All right, because we have the Five of Swords, which is kind of like winning the battle but not the war. Um, it's you, cute little raccoon here. I love raccoons. In my state, I live in New Mexico, and we're not allowed to have any kind of raccoons for pets. But if they ever change that, best be sure my ass is going to go find a raccoon to go have as a pet. But anyway, I hear they're hard pets to have though because they're super smart and get into shit. But um, it is usually depicted, this card, with people kind of like mourning. Like this is after a battle has been fought, and one person though, it's like picking up the swords, like, all right, we kicked ass, motherfuckers, you know, and everyone else is like mourning and like knowing that this isn't the end, and just one person just not catching that social cue. So, and then we come in with the High Priestess, and I feel like that's your energy, pile two. You are the High Priestess. You're like, saw the shit coming at you and knew and could read it back and forth, left and right, with no problem. Um, and I like the little giraffe head here because I love giraffes, first of all. I just recently went on a trip and got to feed a giraffe. And they said that we could put the little leaf that they like to eat in our mouth and it would eat it out of my mouth. And it sure did. And they are majestic creatures. They are very majestic. When you are around them, you kind of get reminded of dinosaurs. You're like, I am a tiny little puny creature compared to them. So I think your person probably felt really small, felt like, oh, wait a minute. It's, you know what I think of? I think of like, let's say there's a masquerade party, right? And let's think Bridgerton. Let's think back in the day when that was a thing that lots of people did. And this intense connection happening between a man and a woman or two people, okay? And they have their masks on and they are completely enthralled by each other. And the connection's hot. There's just instant chemistry. Then the masks come off at the end of the night, and it turns out that the masculine is just a peasant, and the person that he had the connection with was the queen herself. All right, so that's perspective. I think that's what happened here. I think your person was the Knight of Cups, was like, you know, I think they just didn't realize what they had. Um, Now, I'm wondering, you, pile two, if you have another connection. You might be polyamorous, or you might be in a marriage, or your person might be in a marriage, or there's this kind of third wheel here. So this could be, the third wheel can be the social constructs that we have, like maybe this connection doesn't match what typically people would want or pursue. But with the Three of Cups, you know, it's an energy of coming together, of celebration, of having connection with more than just two people. All right. It can just be family. It could be that you both have children from different marriages. It could be that it would take a great effort for for both of you to get together because of those other things. Um, it could be where there is some kind of distraction happening here in which, like, let's say, for example, you're a workaholic or your person's a workaholic, where work is getting in the way. Something is kind of um, creating a situation where there's three's a crowd, okay? So let's see. I don't know. That could be the reason why there's no communication happening here. So let's get more information. Okay. Ooh, see, you all love each other. Mm-mm-mm. All right, we got the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. That's like the epiphany of, like, oh my God, I am actually really fucking in love with this person. It's cute here that they use the little rubber duckies, because here in the Seven of Cups, like, figuring out that there's a bunch of cups and little things inside the cups, right? So it's about judging a book by its cover, maybe. Realizing you got a little rubber ducky. Maybe ducks are significant for you guys. I don't know. But you got a little rubber ducky here in your Ace of Cups. So there has been an epiphany here. An epiphany, an understanding of this deep love that you guys have. That this is a connection that is not superficial. This is a connection that is full of adoration, respect, love. They want to, because, now, like I said, the ace or the Knight of Cups can be that offering, right? But this is like a single guy offering, feeling like you could be the one, but in a more cavalier way, right? This is more like a truer understanding where head and heart and mind and spirit and body have all agreed that you are the one here. And then further confirmed with the Lovers. And I like that they have the swan heads here, because swans mate for life, I believe. And I love the non-binary androgynous thing happening with this deck. I haven't ever used this deck before, so I'm seeing it for the first time, just like you are. So beautiful. So that's the discovery. The discovery is that they have realized this about you. Okay. So let's get some more. Tell us more about what's going on here. That's a lot. Let's see what that is. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's the rest of the story here. Okay, judgment under the Fool. So judgment would be asking for forgiveness, understanding wrongs that have been done, understanding that things need to be set right on a right trajectory. All right. So your person understands that whether they were the ones that started this non-communication, maybe they ghosted you, feeling like it was an overwhelming emotional, pursuit. Now understanding that, yes, no, this is something I can't let go of. This is important. This is an important connection. This person could pour their cup of love into me, and I can equally pour my cup of love into this person. There's balance here, which is extraordinary in itself, because a lot of times connections are not that. Sometimes, based on how people are raised and, personal belief systems, things can be very uneven and unbalanced in that regard. So they understand that there needs to be an apology here. And it falls under the Fool, which I love, because it's saying, I'm going to be the fool. Oh, goodness, excuse me. I'm going to be the fool and be humble here, and I'm going to be the one that grovels here and asks for forgiveness. Then you have the Moon, and the Moon came out in pile 1. And the Moon is a great card, because the Moon is, some people don't like the Moon because it does talk about not seeing things clearly sometimes, but it also talks about reflection. It talks about, like when you see the wolves, like, for example, when you think about wolves You think about there can be several packs in the mountains. But when one wolf howls, all of them howl. It's like this unsaid understanding, this secret understanding between themselves, that they are acknowledging the presence of the other in secret. And I think that perhaps with the Three of Cups, that there is some kind of secret element here, that and it falls under the Five of Swords, which is interesting too. I think that through reflection, they are understanding that, oh, I didn't get that social cue. Now I understand it. Now I understand our souls. Our souls are connected. There is a higher purpose to this connection, and now I get it. Oh wow. Okay, so then we have the Knight of Wands. Now this card is interesting. It's different than the Knight of Cups. Because the Knight of Wands is like, oh, I'm coming in with fire, motherfucker. I am coming in like came to my like I'm coming in balls out. Like I don't need a jock cup or a strap to protect myself. I'm coming out as vulnerable as I possibly can. And I'm going to be talking about the passion I have for you. So there's going to be some kind of communication here. Or your person has now realized that they need to fight for this connection. They need to be the passionate, soldier in the front lines to fight for this connection. So whatever felt heavy before, they're like, oh no, that the ending, this connection has not ended. This last lack of communication or ghosting, that was time needed to figure this shit out. But I feel the energy here is fast. It doesn't, pile one felt very slow. Like that connection had been in no communication for a long time. This feels like a younger connection, something where you've got two really dynamic people coming together and your person is understanding and growing with these realizations very quickly. And the Knight of Wands falls right under the High Priestess. Coming in hot. Like, coming in hot. I don't know if you know that song. It's on a lot of reels lately anyway. And then we have the Sun. I mean, this pretty much is the best card you can get in tarot. And just so that you can see it, basically this is like a sweatshirt and some pants. So there's a person in there somewhere, but they're shining so bright. They're like the sun. Okay. And so the sun is wish fulfillment. The sun is like, and I love that it's, and not to be so cheesy, goodness, but you get the most romantic cards here because you have the Lovers for Major Arcana, and then you have the Moon and the Sun. Like you wear their Moon and Sun. I'm surprised the Star is not here. But there is definitely a realization that they want you in their life, and there's going to be communication here. Somehow they're gonna make it known here. So let's get some secret thoughts for your person. All right, I have 2 decks. Let me shuffle these quickly here. If you hear snoring, I have my Frenchie, Bobby, is laying down here with me. All right. Secret thoughts for pile 2's person. From pile 2's person. Okay, so we have, this one came out first. I can't do this right now. Interesting. All right, so I don't know what is holding them back. I'm not sure if maybe I did mention like workaholic stuff. Maybe they're in the middle of a stretch of work week. But it feels like it's a more practical thing, not like I can't do this connection. It is like I want to take more time to be more thoughtful when I come to you, and I want to have everything kind of set so that when I do come to you in the energy of the Judgment card, that I'm not going to fuck this up. Yeah, I don't think they want to fuck this up. Will this pain ever stop? So the longing, the understanding now that you are their high priestess, understanding that, they fucked up the bag. I think that the lack of communication has been super painful for them. Don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. Yeah, that confirms that. So you probably were the one that walked away in this connection. They're asking for sympathy. They're asking for, well, not sympathy, more like grace. To give them more grace about this, that they didn't realize what they had. So let's hear more about that. Let's hear more about these thoughts for pile two's person, please. Why do I feel this way? All right, well, we know why. I think they've gotten to that point where they understand why. But I think the pain, I don't think, like when we talk about the lovers and we talk about the moon, I don't think that they understood that, or they've never been in a position that cutting someone off or someone cutting them off in the past was not painful. Like it was like, whatever, I'll just move on. But now they're seeing that they were wrong, that this is different. This is different. I feel lonely. See? They're missing you. They're missing you. They know that you're their counterpart and they miss you. 3 more, please, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Why can't I tell you the truth? Okay, so something is holding them back from communicating. The way I have treated you was wrong. See? I'm going to put that on top of Judgment because that's exactly what happened here. And then it says, I want out. And I think that they want out of this pain. They want out of, not out of the connection. They want out of this purgatory that you guys are in, of not communicating. That's what they want out of. It's like sitting in sizzling water. It doesn't feel good, and they're trapped in the pot, so to speak. Let me take a drink. Hold on. All right, let's get some more. I dream about a future with you. I bet they do. Will you help me? All right, so they feel like you definitely need to, you don't need to do shit, first of all. What I'm saying is, because you're the high priestess, which is a little bit of a theme with pile 1 also, but, that they know that you have the insight. They know that you have the answers. And they're humbly coming, and it fell under the Fool, again, humbly coming to the realization that they can't do this without you. They want this, and they're having a hard time on their own. They've come to a lot of landmark understandings about this connection, but they know that they need your help. I want to hold you in my arms. Yeah, they're longing for that physical connection. Oh my God. Okay, so remember I was saying the moon and the sun? I said something like, you're like my moon and my stars, or I was saying something like that. This one says, I love you to the moon and back 1,000,000 times. So that could be something you guys maybe said to each other at some point. That's so romantic, pile 2. God, your poor person. I kind of feel bad for your person, but I don't know. I understand why, if you did cut them off, I understand. If they were coming in that kind of wishy-washy energy, and, I get it. I get it. All right, we got a few of them here. Do you miss me the way I miss you? I always think about you. I wish you were mine. So I wonder if there is a third-party situation here. maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe you're the professional. Maybe you're the one with the job obligations that don't allow you to have enough freedom to explore this connection. Our love will never cease to exist. Ay, qué romántico. Mm-hmm. They understand how powerful this connection is. Like I was talking about the wolves, that unsaid understanding that no matter what you're doing, no matter what you both are doing, that you could be on completely different, not talking like where you're at, and feel each other, have some kind of psychic connection with each other. I have been fighting a battle I can't win. Right. They understand that, yeah, they're helpless without you in a lot of ways. I think navigating this, if this created some kind of like spiritual transformation or awakening for them, they understand that really they need you. They need you in order to navigate this. They need you in order to to continue and to continue moving on in this connection and in their personal growth. Like those two things are tied. Okay, so let's get a couple more for pile 2. Our love is eternal. Aww. They're in love with you, pile 2. I don't know what to say. Like, anything else, Spirit, for pile 2's person's thoughts and feelings right now? Nope, that's it. All right. I think that, pile 2, whatever you choose to do is your choice. So just because this person is in love with you and they're realizing that and they need to come back and apologize, you're not obligated to have to go do that. I think closure is healthy. I think if you guys do end up communicating, seeking closure is definitely healthy to do. Everyone needs closure. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. Closure that maybe you've decided you've moved on, and they kind of realize that they're kind of late to the game, realizing that you're the one. But at least that there's an answer of closure and saying that, yes, I appreciate that you've realized this, but I've moved on. I'm pursuing other things in my life, and I am only making time for people and energy that match me, that match what I'm giving out, right? Or not. Maybe you'll give them a chance. It's your choice. Don't make decisions based on social norms or anything. I want you to look at your heart and decide what feels right for you. But I encourage you to continue to love yourself, continue to put yourself first, and be true to yourself. And that is the safest way to go in these circumstances. But this is a nice snapshot of how your person is feeling, and do with it as you will. Don't make any rash decisions based on a tarot reading, especially a tarot reading that was just for the collective. Okay. But please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It helps my channel grow. If you want to suggest any other kind of readings that you'd like to hear me do, put them in the comments and hit the subscription or the little bell. Oh, did I already say that? I might have said that already, so that you can get notified when I post. Yeah. All right. Until next time, pile 2. Thank you so much. All right, pile 3. Here we go. So this is that Cosmic Tarot deck. I love this deck. It's so fun to shuffle, I have to say. And you can't really tell. I don't know if you could tell, but that's like a turquoise gilding. You could tell I've used it a lot. Anyway, all right, so let's see what's going on here with your person. All right. What is going on in pile 3's connection with their person? What the heck is happening? What is going on? Pile 3. Jesus. Pile 3's person. Take the top one. All right. We have... Wow. All right. We got the Three of Swords. All right. So there's been some pain in this connection. We have the Messenger of Wands, which is like the Knight of Wands. Okay. We have the Two of Coins, balance. All right. We have the Eight of Wands. And then we have Messenger of Cups, which is kind of like the Knight of Cups. All right. Let's get one more. That's interesting that we're starting with the Three of Swords. So let's see. Tell me more about this situation with pile 3, please. Tell me more. All right. The Ace of Swords. Okay, so there's been an epiphany here. We're just going to lay it all out. We got all the cards all at once here. Seven of Cups. Five of Coins being left out in the cold. And we have the Nurturer of Cups, which would be the King of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to say this, and don't get offended, pile 3. And this is a collective reading, right? So it could be something for someone. It doesn't have to be for everyone. But I feel like you are someone that is not emotions are not your forte. Let's just say that you have issues with being vulnerable. I feel like your person is the one that might have been offering you this connection, and you have been turning them down. Okay? And it's forced this person to have some kind of evolution here. Starting with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is usually looked at as a card of just heartbreak. Sometimes it's looked at as being stabbed in the back. But it's also, swords represent understanding and intellect. And there could be kind of like this epiphany that your person had, that like a dream shattered, okay, is what I think of. So they could be that they were the ones that really maybe took the initiative to be in this connection first. Excuse me. They pursued you first. And your refusal or indecision has been heartbreaking for them. They've offered the Knight of Wands, which is a very passionate knight. He comes in like with fire, passion, and you could have felt these things. Like it could be this kind of like, mutual understanding that you, along with them, had all of these kind of epiphanies and understandings, but you kept it to yourself and you haven't shared that with your person, unfortunately. Your person has done their best to seek balance with the Two of Coins, to seek, tangible balance, maybe not getting completely swept up into this, but to be more grounded, take care of themselves, take care of their job, take care of responsibilities that they have, and not to daydream constantly about this. So with the Two of Pentacles, and then we have the Eight of Wands, there's this kind of stop and go energy, because the Eight of Wands is fast energy, fast moving messages. Maybe they're the ones texting you like 3 or 4 messages in a row. All of a sudden you get text messages from this person with all these epiphanies they might be having about what this connection means. And you might agree with that, but I don't think that you're telling them that. I think that you're keeping them in the dark, which it's kind of mean. But also, if emotions are not your forte, I can understand why. There might be triggering that's happening here. Like, why does this person feel so? Why is it so powerful for this connection to happen? Why does this person single you out? Why are you so important here? Could be some questions that you're having, right? And it could be a little weird people out, like, I don't know you from Adam and Eve. Why are you coming to me like we're some destined pair and that we're going to do something spiritually? The messenger of cups, this offering, taking the chance, being kind of vulnerable here to say, I have feelings for you. I want this, whatever this is. So, and with the Ace of Swords, I think for me just confirms that is something that they understand. And I like how it looks like a dragonfly, because dragonflies are messengers of truth and hope and protection. I don't think that this person has malintent towards you. This person is somebody that is open to connections that do not fit status norms. They're here for enlightenment and growth. With the Seven of Cups, it's an interesting card. It's come out, I think, in all three readings, I think. But it's interesting. It talks about, in this deck, you can see what's inside each container. And they all vary, right? You got a skull, a snake, a butterfly, a fish, anatomical, heart there. It's like, but in other decks, some of the whatever's inside the cups is kind of covered. And I usually kind of use it like, it's kind of like looking at the book, not reading it, what is it called? Oh my God. What is it? Judging a book by its cover. Okay. Realizing that it's not what you expected. I think for this person, though, with emotions, they are continuing to see that there are a lot of different purposes for this connection. And they are containing these epiphanies, these little understandings, right? But again, still being left out in the cold. And so they've matured. Maybe I'm wondering if initially you cut them off, but now they've cut you off, because the evolution between the Messenger of Cups to the King of Cups is interesting to me. Like this lack of communication has been a catalyst for their growth. Meanwhile, you're sitting there as the spectator because you haven't returned messages perhaps to this person. And you're watching their evolution, I think. That's what it feels like anyway. That's what the energy feels like. So let's get more. Okay, so we have with the Eight of Swords. All right. And now we have the Messenger of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Interesting. Now we have 3 out of the 4 messengers here. I think your person is like, fuck. Like, they feel like their hands are tied here. Like, I've done all this growth and evolution, and now what? Now I just have to, stand by and hope that I can get a glimpse of you, like online. Maybe they are stalking you online, or maybe they're trying to finagle some type of meeting with you, or they're trying to, have some kind of like mischievous, like they have friends that they talk about this connection to, and they're trying to figure out what to do about this. But it's caused pain for them, This has been painful for them. So what's the problem, 3? Pile 3, what is going on? Okay, tell me more. The Magician. As above, so below. The head, the heart. Maybe that's what you're at. Maybe that's where you're at. You're in purgatory. You can't make a decision between your head or your heart. I think you understand this connection is powerful. You understand that there is some kind of divine, not connection, that the divine is intervening here in this connection, that the universe, God, whatever label you put to the higher power, is working in this connection. And this sneaky energy with the Knight of Swords, it could be your secret understanding of this connection. So what's next? So tell me what's next here in this connection. What's next? What is next for pile 3 in this connection, please, Spirit? All right, that's it. What's next? Let's see. All right. God damn it. All right. You ready? You ready? All right. The Tower. All right. The Tower. It's about breaking down social norms, breaking down old ideas of what you thought things were. There's going to be some kind of epiphany that you have, or some kind of wrecking ball of a situation that is going to bring to light for you that this person wasn't somebody you needed to protect yourself from. This person is somebody that you should have been open to from the beginning. But perhaps there's fear for you. Maybe you've done that in the past and you've gotten burned. But for all of the emotionality that's happening here, or whatever turned you off, they are reflecting who you are. Like, you are that loving, kind, vulnerable person. But you protect yourself. And you protected yourself from this connection, and you shouldn't have. And there's going to be something here that comes in to reflect that back to you, to say, nope, you were looking in the wrong way. You should have not done what you did to this person. And it's going to be a catalyst. I mean, shit, what's coming next is you're going to understand that this is your person. You have the 10 of Cups. That's wish fulfillment. That is understanding that this person is meant to be in your life, and you guys are meant to have this purpose on this planet to do some powerful things. It's emotional fulfillment. And this is a person that you can feel safe with. It's a person that you can actually bond with reckless abandon. You don't have to protect yourself the way you've been protecting yourself, because this person, all they want to do is love you. All they want to do is get together and be joined, so that the next chapter of learning and understanding you guys can do together, not apart, in no communication. And then we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands to me is coming together of households. It's coming together with two different understandings of life and communing together in that, and bonding and weaving that cloth together to become one. All right. So some people say it's the marriage card. It can be. It doesn't have to be marriage as we see it here today. It could be the silent weaving that happens when you come together with someone quietly, both as naked as possible, vulnerability, and confirm connection. Confirm, yes, this is it. Yes, this is exactly what I've needed. Like, absolutely. This is something that I regret not putting you first. I regret being silent. I've hurt you. There's an apology. I'm surprised that Judgment's not here. But that's what's next. So get ready, pile 3. There's going to be something here that really kind of blows the lid off of the fear that you've had behind letting go in this connection. The understanding that this person is here not to hurt you. This person is here to come together with you, and to both of you to walk hand in hand and be guides for each other in this path, in this journey. And there's destiny here. You know, there's destiny. You guys could be soulmates for real. Real soulmates. All right, so let's get some secret thoughts this person might be having about your connection. Since you're not communicating. This one fell out. I wonder if this is why maybe you're not communicating with them. But it says, my life is a mess right now. Okay. All right. I can't talk to you right now. This card makes me feel like maybe one or both of you have busy social lives or busy lives in general. Maybe maybe you guys have families with other people. Maybe you guys have children, or demanding jobs. You are so different from everyone around me. So the acknowledgement of this connection being extra extraordinary. They've had time. This is why they know that you're special. This is why they continued over and over again to pursue you, because they understand this already. Is it over? So your person thinks that you've abandoned this. You've abandoned the connection in some kind of way, and they're worried. I'm wondering if we have two things happening here. Like it says, I can't promise you anything. That is, to me, like the idea that if your pile 3 is someone who needs everything to be perfect in order to move forward, like you have this 8 of Swords kind of energy of racking your mind about like, okay, if I do communicate, it needs to be this way on this day, and I need to say X, Y, and Z and make sure everything's perfect for this to work out good. Like in some kind of way, you think if you can control things, it's going to make the outcome be more favorable. And this is saying that, nope, that's not the way life works. I can't promise you anything. But by the person's behavior, they're showing you already what you can trust. They've already made that clear. I can't do this right now. I'm wondering if your person, see, I can't. I'm wondering if your person is like, don't come to me unless you're ready. Don't fuck with me anymore. Don't play with my heart. Like, I've been so vulnerable and giving in this situation. They could be the one that's created the non-communication. They might be like, don't come to me if you just want to play with my heart, because I've already been toyed with the 3 of Swords. My heart has been broken more than once in this connection already. Like, I can't do this. I can't do this unless you realize my worth. It says, don't put up with my BS. Interesting. I wonder what that means. Maybe they've been, we did have the 8 of Wands. Maybe they've been super, and maybe that could be why you're hesitant, right? Like if you're not communicating with them and they are someone that needs communication, and that's a love language for them, and they're shooting all these messages to you and you're not replying back, I think that there's some guilt behind maybe some of the things they've sent you. Maybe they've sent you some pretty mean things because you haven't communicated, that they need to apologize to you about. In another way of looking at it, I think that this is an invitation for you to be honest with them about who they are. This kind of like, don't put up with my BS. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth of what you think about us. What do you think about me? What do you think about this? Be honest. Don't hold back. I want to hear it all. They don't care if what you need to say has to do with their behavior. They want to hear it all. Okay, and lastly, we have I feel lonely. That reminds me of the Three of Swords. It's all too much. And what is the truth? Your person wants the truth. You've got to tell them. I mean, if anything, there can be closure. If anything, there could be growth in that. But not saying anything doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help anyone in this connection if you say nothing. You're going to regret it too by not saying anything. And things don't have to be perfect. Things are meant to be messy. It's society that says that things need to be so clean cut and perfect. I mean, that is not realistic. Emotions are messy. Love is messy. But that's what makes love so special. That's what makes everyone crave love. Because it's a place to be messy. It's the safe place. It should be a safe place to be messy. It should be a safe place to figure yourself out. But hurt people hurt people. You know, I can understand why you have held back. I don't, think it's the best way to go about things, but if that tower moment, maybe this reading is this tower moment for you, where you can realize that this person has been holding on by a thread to this connection and is on at the moment of walking away for good. Okay, so what other thoughts do we have for Pile 3's person? Time will tell. So they're trying to surrender. Do you love me the way that I love you? So there, again, speaks to the lack of communication, the lack of sharing of feelings, reciprocation. Reciprocation? Is that a word? Reciprocate. Anyway, yeah, being reciprocal. We have been together for lifetimes. So the acknowledgement that this is a soul connection. I don't want to wait any longer. Please be mine. All right, they're pretty much begging you. And if you have this understanding and you know that this person is your person, why are you waiting? Like, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. It's almost silly to me that you'd be waiting. But, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, this is the kind of love people wait for. You have to be patient. That's your energy. I don't want to wait any longer. Please be mine. You have to be patient. I dream about you at night. Mm-hmm. So we've been together for lifetimes. Our love is eternal. We were always meant to meet. It was written in the stars. See? It feels like your person is trying to encourage you. Like, it's okay. And bottom of the deck, it says, my love for you is stronger than ever. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good that, like, there's hope there that your person is not going to give up on you. There's hope about this tower moment that's supposed to happen with the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. So, like I said in the other piles, I'm not telling you what to do. This is a snapshot. It seems like your person is really trying to put their best foot forward and be as vulnerable as possible and transparent as possible so that you trust them. And maybe that's backfired, especially with the 3 of Swords. Maybe they thought, well, if I'm just truthful and honest, then of course my person, pile 3, they'll they'll be honest about how they feel, because I know they feel it too. And the opposite happened, and it broke your person's heart multiple times. But if they say, my love for you is stronger than ever, I would say, stop being in this anxious energy of making things perfect about how you come forward, but just come forward. Sometimes you have to do it brave. Do it brave, do it scared. Because these kind of connections here, all three piles, these connections are special connections. These connections are ones that are rare, that are hard to find. And, it doesn't mean that it stays like it has to be romantic, but I think that that's just the icing on the cake if it's romantic. But having a relationship that's part of your tribe, that you have someone offering this kind, beautiful, loving connection that is safe, don't let it go. Like, don't let it go. Personally, I would not, but that's my opinion. All right. So I'll leave you with that. Pile 3. You don't have to take my opinion, by the way. You love yourself. Be true to be the most authentic that you could possibly be. And the word authentic seems to be a very trendy word right now, but it really is just asking yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself, what do you really want? No matter, and not considering social norms, not considering what people in your life might judge you for, but just saying, what do you want personally? And then going for it and taking action towards that. So don't let this go away. At least finishing the story is worth it, worth more than ignoring it. All right? So don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell so you know when I post. And like I said earlier, I am open for personal readings. So I will put all that information in the description box. Okay? Pile 3, I really wish you the best. Take care, and until next time.